Hey guys, it's Thursday. I have one day left actually on this rotation, which is pretty crazy. Today was definitely a hectic day, a tough day. I had to tell a patient and his family that he had cancer, which is not something I've done before in medical school actually, which is pretty crazy. Or maybe not crazy because that's probably not something that medical students usually do, but I'm a sub-I, so that means I'm basically acting as an intern. And so this was a conversation I told the team I was comfortable having with the patient and their family. And so I called the family members to have them come in and had this conversation with them. And I wasn't too nervous actually. It's definitely a hard conversation to have, and I really tried to approach it with a lot of care. I made it clear on the phone when I told the family members they should probably come in because we have some new results that we wanted to talk about. I think they knew that there was some bad news. I tried to, when I did bring it up, sit them down, make sure we were in a private area, and I tried to, and this is kind of what we were taught, is to let them know I'm about to tell them unfortunate news as opposed to just jumping right into it. And so I said basically what I said: we have some unfortunate news, and then I tried to explain exactly what we saw, what markers led us to believe that he has cancer, and something my attending told me beforehand going into the conversation that I thought was good is that you have to use the C word. You need to make sure that the patient is clear and that the family members are clear that it is cancer. You don't want to leave room for interpretation because then there may be hope that it's not that. And in this case, it was like 99.9% sure that would be the diagnosis. Obviously, we need to biopsy it to confirm, but based on the lab markers that we saw, it was almost surely cancer. So I said that very clearly, directly. And then I gave actually some time for just the family to process the information. That's another thing that I learned. I feel like going into it, I thought about it, and I feel like I've gotten more comfortable with this over time. And it's just sitting and being able to sit in silence and be comfortable in silence, not needing to talk and take up the room, but give the information. I told the family, I know that's a lot to hear. I'm going to give you a second to process it. And I just sat there in a little bit of silence and waited for them to speak and to ask a question. It was very emotional. Yeah, it was tough, but something that I'm happy I was able to be there for the family and explain it to them, and I think will hopefully make me a better doctor in the future. I'm getting more emotional about it now than I was actually when I was doing it, but I'm thinking back, like, and sorry, I'm just rambling, but thinking back to the day, I was actually like in a weird way happy that I was able to speak to them because it was my patient. I was, rounding on this person every single day, and so, and the family members had known me, and not always will the medical student be the one having that conversation, but I'm happy that I was able to do it. I think that I was able to clearly explain what was going on, but not go too much into detail for things that I shouldn't be talking about, the different treatment options and what is definitely going to happen, because honestly we don't know what the treatment is going to be. We have to biopsy, stage, things like that. And so I said, like, this is what we know for now, this is what's going to happen next, but obviously there's some things that we have to continue to work up before we could go into that further. Yeah, I got a tissue for the patient. He actually, let's just say he wasn't usually with it in understanding a lot of what's going on, but he could tell that something was wrong, probably based on what the family members' reactions were, and he had moments of lucidity. So he was upset, the family members were upset, but I think that for what it was, I was able to break the news to them in a delicate way and be there to support them. So that was my day in the hospital, on top of a bunch of other things that were happening. I was dealing with, we had a patient that was really sick in the morning. We almost had to call a rapid response. And then I had another patient who like went off on me screaming for something that had nothing to do with me, but I just took it. Honestly, one thing that I realized, if you ever worked in customer service, that might be a good attribute for going into medicine, because you have to learn to deal with people who might take out their frustrations on you, even if it has nothing to do with you. Sometimes it might, but other times it may not, and you have to be willing to take it sometimes without getting too emotional. And for so, actually, maybe I'll make another video on this, but I was thinking to myself, I think sometimes getting random spam hate on social media, in a sense, prepared me for this, because the people who leave like random hate comments or something like that, which I've definitely gotten before, I try to think like they must be in a bad place to be willing to put those comments on my social media feed. And in a sense, I try to empathize with that. Or in the same way, patients that get really mad at me, which honestly is like almost never happened, but in this case, like screamed at me, you just have to think they must be really upset, scared, frustrated, in pain. And so to take it out on you is just their way of trying to cope in a sense. Or maybe not, maybe they are nasty. There are definitely like some patients that are just not nice, but if they're gonna act like that, they're probably not happy. And so I think it's important to just not take it too personal and just roll with the punches, because that's what you signed up to do. And I feel like it's interesting. Some days were definitely slow, but in this one day, I feel like I almost learned more than a full week or 2 weeks on my rotation. And so that's how it is sometimes in the hospital. Like it could be very calm and not much going on, and then all of a sudden, you just like that, everything is hectic and a lot going on, and it's a long day and could be exhausting. But we're almost at the end of the sub-I, so pretty crazy. A month went by really, really fast, and I'm looking forward to next month, which is basically just vacation month, and then we're getting closer to match day. So hope everyone's doing well. Hope you enjoyed the vlog. I know it was a shorter one for this week, except for my rambling. All right, it's the last day of the rotation. Running a little bit late. I got like 2 minutes to get to the shuttle, which is definitely more than 2 minutes away. Will we make it? I really don't want to miss the shuttle on the last day. I've been batting 100% so far, so we'll find out. All right, we're running. I was an athlete once, not anymore, but we're gonna find out if I still got it. Woo! There it is. Definitely going at least 10-minute mile pace right now. That was a joke. I know that's not fast. All right, we're gonna make it. I'm not out of breath. Hey guys, it's Saturday. We finished our sub-I, so now we're basically off for the month, and we are not letting a blizzard stop us from getting brunch. So that's what we're doing now. We're walking to our brunch. It's pretty crazy, very snowy. I'm gonna put my phone away because my hand's about to freeze.